Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Trust you're getting on well. This is live and direct, and we are here, of course, to continue the in depth analysis of events and as issues continue to unfold. You are welcome to this edition of the political discourse here in Call Wave TV. Esteemed fans, today, Simon Ipa, the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, have expressed, of course, optimism as the supposed terrorists sent against him are now confused within themselves. According to his claim, they will start killing each other in no distant time. We are also to review the state of the nation as it affects or borders on the uh, hunger protest that is going on, the clampdown by the security operatives, and the evacuation of the protesters at Ghani Park, of course, presupposes that an end of the protest is just drawing or looming instead, especially in the southwest, which happens to be the stronghold of the President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. We learned that some talks of hoodlums have been mobilized to brutalize and, of course, send people out of the Ghani parks, which prior to this time, the IG of police and the commissioner of police uh, gave their words that they are going to protect the legitimate or the lawful protesters who abide, of course, by the rule of the law. But the reverse is the case. This morning is quite disturbing and very uh, uh, unfortunate for that matter. As you join us, kindly hit the like buttons. We are back on live and, of course, to discuss this and many more other interesting subjects today, as far as Nigeria is concerned, of course, and the world at large. I welcome you once again. Chigozendimo is my name, and here is CoreWeb TV, where we discuss and analyze issues of importance without any biasness and, of course, prejudice. I welcome you once again. Hit the like buttons and let us go. Share this video, let it get, of course, viral to any platform you belong. We are to discuss this important subject today. Mazi Simon Ipa has mocked the suicide bombers sent against him. It appears that this test, of course, is not ending anytime soon, and eventually we are in it, and of course, we continue to bring your way the unbiased reportage of events. Of course, we know prior to this time that 49 million plus has voted yes for the Biafra restoration declaration. And of course, the position of Simon Ekpa regarding the ongoing Nigerian protest. He has said that no part of Biafra should participate in the Nigerian protest. And of course, this could have been the reason why it is failing. Well, only time will tell, and we have much, of course, to discuss about these topical issues. Whatever be the case, we are here once again this morning to discuss the position of Simon Ekpa regarding the suicide bombers or attempt to his life, and of course, what is playing out, how far the protests in Nigeria has gone. Could it be a dead end? Just as I said, that it's just a dead end. Could my fears, of course, be confirmed by the latest happenings and developments? And we learned that the DSS, Tinubu has mobilized the DSS and security operative to clamp down on the NLC headquarters in Abuja. Well, all these are more intriguing issues are what we are to bring your way this morning. Keep in watch as we bring the available analysts here to discuss. It's a moment of discourse, and we have Mazi Lawrence. You're welcome to this point. From the foregoing we have seen, kindly hit the like buttons as you join us. No time as we discuss more about the issues rather than calling for hitting the like buttons is a part of the algorithm and the provisions that have been made. It does not cost anything. Good morning,
Good morning.
Mr. Lawrence, it's a pleasure having you again.
Good morning.
Yes, I've been away for some times, if not weeks, about a week plus now. I noticed in the east there was nothing like protest of any sort. Just as the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic, government in exile, Mazi Simon Ipo, has given such instruction, it was totally complied. As against what is happening in the southwest, the brutalities, the buhahas, and of course in the north, the Hiroshimas and Nagasakis that is about to be unfold. Your take on this?
Yeah, you know when you have a good leader, a leader with people that always know what is going to happen recently or what is going to happen in future. But it's not that they are God, no. That's why we have scientists and other people that read weather. Now we have a smart and dedicated leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa, Prime Minister in exile. Now, when Nigeria will shouting Egbami, 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 many people will not understand Egbami. When Nigeria is shouting sufferness, 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 and our Prime Minister already see what is going, the result will come outside after everything. There's nothing like a good result there. And then they will still put blame and the Igbos people said there is Biafrans and quickly announced that no Igbo person or a Biafran man will come outside and protest as Nigeria want to protest. And you watch what that young man said that after everything, see that this is the truth. And to have a good people you are covering and obey and listen what our prime minister said. And now see what is going on in the whole Nigeria now. The whole protest and everything is like
It's a
in
mess.
vain. They're not achieve even one thing. Like day before yesterday, I want to go and buy gas. We are buying gas 1,200 by
Before it has increased,
before.
right?
Now that day I want to go and buy is 1,400 naira for on top of protest again.
Hmm.
When Nigeria is doing protests, you see that the protest didn't bring anything. If you listen for me before last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks, I said that I didn't see that this protest will bring anything good. And I didn't see that Nigeria know what they are fighting for. Because when you know what you are fighting for, you know where you stand and what you achieve. Nigeria don't have anything that see what we are fighting for and see what will be our benefit in future. They just start making, let me say, it's like noise. And after everything, nothing come up. And you see that what our prime minister said is truth. Now, if you say that the Igbos join hand protest now, maybe by this time now, if you go to Alaba or any part of Igbo man business, they will start destroying Igbo man business. They will say that Igbo man that lead the protest. But after everything now, Igbo man don't put and nothing like destroy Igbo property in Lagos now.
Exactly. Before this protest, about 3 months ahead or 2 months ahead, the Igbos, Simon Ipa and other concerned Igbos has been calling, we are not part of this protest. But you see some Yorubas, especially from the structure of the Yorubas, coming to say in social media that Igbos are the ones sponsoring the protest, inciting hate, inciting violence against the Igbos. When Igbos have made their position very clear that they are not part of this nonsense, this failed protest within the failed system called Nigeria, because Nigeria is a failed system where over more than 90% of our population is below poverty line. So what can you talk? What success is there to celebrate? So they say they are not part of this system. They are not part of the protest yet. They have been antagonized. They have been, I mean, blackmailed in the social media. What can you say about that? Of course, the most recent is Igbo must go. Of course, your reaction.
Yeah, you know that since last week or this week, they are start saying Igbo must go. Why? They said that Igbo didn't come out for protests. And this is the people who said that they are the people that sponsoring the protest. There you see how the kind of fake rumors and hatred, the level of hatred for Igbos in the Nigerian. And that's why we always say that all Igbos to come outside and vote for referendum for Biafrans.
Indeed.
In Nigeria here that we are the people that hold the economic of Nigeria. Everything about Nigeria, we are the people that hold the economy. And you see, those politicians, the politician, I'm not talking about the citizen, because the citizen can they don't know what is going on in the government. The government, the politician know what is going on. They know the impact of Igbo person in Nigeria. Are you get? Now they say Igbo must go. If you watch like since how many days now, the person that said that they are looking for that person. They say Igbo must go. They know that even they lose Igbo in Nigeria on Lagos, they will lose many things.
But are you, as an Igbo man, are you afraid to go, or even when you are asked to go? Is there anything you have to lose?
No, number one, that if you want the government of Nigeria is failure. If everything about Nigeria is failure, I myself an Igbo man, I'm a Biafran man. Anytime, any moment, I'm ready to go. Because I know that nothing, nothing is coming out in Nigeria. Nothing.
By implication, whatever Igbo no put hand no go work.
Yeah.
Just as the protests have also, of course, revalidated the position of an Igbo man, and of course, all Biafrans, not just the Igbos. But I think they observed some protests in Port Harcourt as well,
I'm Benin.
and Benin. Well, that is, by the way, Simon Ipa has mocked the suicide bomber that was sent against him. Of course, that these people are confused and will start killing themselves. What exactly is happening?
Nigeria, they already find by all means to track Samanekpa to Nigeria, but it's not possible. And they find by all means to kill Samanekpa. When you are dealing with person that are very smarter, clever, and they connected, it's very difficult to you to reach the level of that person. And to you to agree that this person is bigger than me, Nigeria cannot do that thing. They are fighting by all means. And Samanika know everything about Nigeria. Actually, before Samanika is one of a Nigerian football sportsman and politician. At least already Mingo whether for vote or whatever it is, you know the inner art, you know what they are capable to do. I mean, when you know somebody, the character and everything the person can do, it's very easy to you to conquer that person. And the person don't know you. Like Samanikwa, the level of Samanikwa, he know in and out about Nigeria. That's why he said that Nigeria is closer to him, but he says it's very far from Nigeria because you already know the inner. I know what they can plan to do in 10 years. But what the Samanikwa can do within some minutes, Nigeria don't know it. To plan social bomber to Samanikwa, so Samanikwa is so above those people. Before they plan to do it, you already know. Because where Samanikwa is a developed country. They have everything to track whatever I want to send for individual person there. Nigeria is a blind country. They don't know anything. That's what is going on now. Whatever they plan to do, Samanikwa, before they try to say this or to do it, Samanikwa knows.
I've heard from the Prime Minister from his latest broadcast that all the checkpoints, military checkpoints, should vacate the Biafran territory according to his position. But on my journey to the east, I witnessed in the eastern parts of Nigeria more than ever increasing military checkpoints. You know, Kigwe, Owerri roads, they are up to not less than seven, where people alert and have to take a walk about two
Two
posts
pole or
or
three
three
pole.
posts
Yes.
before they, of course, embark on their journey. You see, and of course, I went through the Osu local government. I understood the level of devastation, damage. If you're from Osu local government, I was there yesterday. Everywhere was deserted. I mean, there is pandemonium and fear. Even the security operatives, of course, sustain some, have some level of tensions and apprehensions because before they ask you to walk through the path where it means they don't know who's the unknown government that may unleash mayhem, and whatever be the case. So, do you see the possibility of these military checkpoints being evacuated, as the Simon Paper has given his directive regarding that?
Now, if you watch the Nigerian military in the southeast, like last 3 weeks, I've just come back from southeast too, from Aba over to Aba. You see, that is same exactly what happened. The place you are talking is exactly what is happening. Now, the military or the security, they are afraid. The citizen of the land, because if they are not afraid, they cannot send somebody for inside vehicle to come down and leave what belong to you inside the motor and trek. The driver or pregnant woman or the woman they are nursing baby, it's only them who live inside the vehicle, or the elderly people. They are afraid for the citizen because they know that anything can happen anytime, any moment. Even though when you are walking on the street, you will see some of them standing somewhere and monitor those people that are trekking. If in check, that's what they are doing. They know that agwọ nọ n'akịrịka. What is Samenekpa? That notice Samenekpa give them. One day, that notice must fulfill 100%. They didn't know the day, but one day, time will come, we will say that before, you will see police here, or we will see army trucking party. If you want to pass, you come down. That is the story will come later. Their security agency, they are afraid for the citizens, and they are afraid for the world. Sameneka said that they don't want to give see any military checking points. You know that everything in this life you have stage by stage. If you give notice and still give it them a little grace, what I'm seeing that they still have a little grace, and that grace is not 100% sure of the grace, because you see that anytime, any moment they can come and wipe. And you know that Nigeria government is not people that listen advice. They like to see before they will believe. That is the reason why our Prime Minister Samanika said that the language Nigeria understand is what? Bomb to bomb, fire to fire. That is the language understand. They didn't believe that write and speak. They didn't believe that languages.
Honestly, and I also observed, of course, in Omnimon local government, if you're from Okwe, in Omnimon local governments in the Imo State, Nigeria arrangement, of course, the communities have been asked to evacuate from that community, owing to the recent murders of some cabinet chiefs and, of course, and his whatever cabinet. They were having some meetings to know how to solve the issue. But it was gathered that the killers of these people were people who are avenging for the death of their loved ones. That one of the ESN who came back home in Okwe eventually was sabotaged, and eventually the Nigerian military picks him up, and his whereabouts is unknown. And it was gathered by the locals based on information that his own people are not happy with the sabotage by the community, locals, chiefs, or whatever is involved. So when the locals get convened to have some meetings or whatever, of course, that is of interest to them, information also leaked that resulted to their killing, about 15 or 11 based on the report. And everybody is on the run. What exactly is happening and how long will this continue?
No, let me tell some people that when you are starting something, try to finish it. Don't do something that you cannot finish it. If you know that you cannot finish the journey, don't start it. No, when you are bring yourself as a freedom fighter, don't be slump. Stay there and fight to the end. Let's use the example of Wikonso. He's one of the hero of Biafra man. The guy died for the struggle of Biafra. And we will always respect that guy till tomorrow. Ojukwu is a Biafra man. He fought for Nigeria and stayed long. So Ojukwu died. We are still honoring Ojukwu. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. He's a real freedom fighter and stayed there till Nigeria hold him and kidnap him. And we respect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu till tomorrow. That is the reason why we are having sit at home every day in the southeast every Monday. That is respect. Now we have another great man, Simeon Ekpan, our prime minister. Why I mention those people name that? Those the people that start the journey, and I believe that they will end the journey. They will give us what we want. And don't start something that maybe you are hungry. You say let you fight. Somebody come outside and give you donut. You collect that donut. That person that give you donut will still come back for you. This is sure. Because you and that person is enemy. And he put a trap, he enter the trap. You must come. Look at the guy that says Ukonso. What happened for the guy? At least many ESM men supposed to use that guy as example. You are ESM, you collect bribe and sabotage your people. Did you think that he or she will survive the journey? The answer is no. It must go down. It must go down. That community you are talking about, if you know that it cannot stand, I said this several times, and our prime minister said it. If you know that you cannot stand this struggle, the best thing, leave that place. Many they are choose, many they are called, few they are choosing. To be a freedom fighter, it's not everybody must be a freedom fighter. He must have the calling. Your own can be a freedom fighter through by the speech. Your own can be a freedom fighter, depend your contribution. It can be your money. Your own can be freedom fighter to come out and tackle the federal government like our prime minister is doing, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing. If you know that you cannot do, you don't have that grace, the person and leave. Don't use because of you are hungry for people to notice you and join, and later you collect akazu. If you do it, even though the god of the land will revenge back, because you are carrying your family or your people the life risk. That's what I see. If you know that you cannot do the best thing, go. And if you leave, don't come back till when Biafra will already fulfill everything. Because if you come back, they never fulfill anything. Federal government, Nigeria government will owe you. Then go owe you as a scapegoat.
Wow, thank you so much, Mazi Lawrence, for this wonderful submission this morning. Thank you once again for your call while I was away. Thank you, esteemed fans. Kindly hit the like button, share the video, let it go viral because we are discussing issues of importance. Keeping it real has been our commitment, and to this end, Of course, we come your way. Moses is here, of course, to discuss this issue. These are realities happening. There is seemingly tension in the East, but notwithstanding, the East is considered one of the safest places to be, if not for one or two scanty issues that is going on. Whatever be the case, yes, an ESN commander was killed or apprehended or sabotaged in the course of that. And eventually, because of one man, and eventually the entire community of Okwe is paying the price. They have been asked to leave. Good morning, you're welcome. Just adjust so that the camera can capture you. Once again, just a bit. Okay, thank you. Simon Ipa, the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, have said the assassins or suicide bombers sent against him are now confused. They will start killing themselves. They don't know what is happening to them. Your take on this?
Okay, God bless you. Actually, I've not actually had the full detail of it, but as I do say that if you are not, if God is with you, who can be against you? They say that one with God is majority. So suicide bombers are just human beings, and they can manipulate their evil. They can, achieve their enterprises. If God just kept quiet over it, but when God is involved over someone's case, there's no kind of bomber, or anything that comes on the man's way that will come to pass, that be achieved. So, actually, I don't even know more detail about it, but I believe that nothing will happen to Samadeba.
Nothing will happen to Simon Ipa. Those who claim that Igbos were behind the sponsors of this protest are now, of course, bringing their faces in shame after Igbo said, we are not part of this protest. It's a failed protest because it will end up without achieving anything. What is your assessment of this protest
Okay.
as it stands now?
We do not join protests, they are not happy. And when we join, they say we are scattering things. They begin to destroy our business and demolish our things, say we are the one that are planning the protest. Now we did not join, they are not happy that we did not join. The same people. For you to know that these people have tried all they can to make Igbos their enemies. They are only looking for trouble for an Igbo man's hand. We do not join the protest. Look at what they are acting. They say Igbo should go. For what reason? Okay, if we not join the protest, what will be their statement? And let me tell you, we cannot join the protest. Why we cannot join is this. There are many reasons. Number one reason is this. When election was on board, Peter Obi won the election. He won. Hausa and the Yorubas, they gang up and gave it to Jagaban. Now the problem have shared now. It's on board now. The problem now has come. And they are telling the same Igbo people they rejected to come and join them and begin to do what? And begin to fight Jagaban. Igbos will not fight Jagaban. Jagaban, more power to Ebo. You will rule more 8 years. We are not against you. We are in support of you. Rumor. Rumor. Let them cry. Let them destroy things.
But
We are not joining.
that is your personal opinion. I'm
not
against
joining.
him if he didn't release Mazi Simon,
no.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
No.
I'm against him if he didn't
No,
release
that's why
Mazi
I'm coming in that
Nnamdi
area.
Kanu.
I'm coming in that area. I'm
Because he's
coming in
a
that area.
female.
I'm coming in that area. In that area, Jagaban should continue. But in the area of Nance Kalu, Jagaban should do something about it. That is the only thing we hope against him. He should go and release Nnamdi Kanu because this man did not commit any offense. Nnamdi Kanu was held during the time of Buhari. Now, Jagaban has entered. I was hearing a rumor then that he said that if he enters, he's going to release Nnamdi Kanu when he was doing campaign. I heard this as a rumor. I don't know whether it's real. But I'm telling him that he should go and release Nnamdi Kanu because Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any offense. He should do it before it's too late. Now, we are not joining protests because we have a target. If we join target, they will say, oh, these people, they say that they are fighting for Biafra. You are fighting for Biafra, you are fighting for protest. which one are you? Which one you don't know what you want? That's what they'll be saying. So we don't want. We are fighting for one thing. I used to tell people, say somebody who want to do a wedding, maybe his or her wedding remain 1 week. He will try all he can not to have injury, not to have accident. He will try to protect herself or himself. A day to the wedding, he will be inside and be protected so that he will not have any fault before the wedding. So our time is approaching. It's just a December, second week of December. I mean, it's December 2nd. So we don't need to have injuries, giving ourselves bad names, causing havoc for ourselves. No, because we already are there. So we don't want them to do their things. We only approach it. So we don't want to send ourselves when we know that our time has come. We now want to join protest, spoil our career. No, it's just remain few months. So, as in Agu when Chekupa na Egbu mmadụ, a hunger that have hope does not kill. It is only a hunger that if you are hungry, you don't have hope of tomorrow, even next tomorrow. It can damage your image. It can damage your career. That hunger can kill you. It can destroy. But you know that tomorrow something is coming up, and I'm very sure of it. You will live healthier. So that is how we are. So we are not afraid of anything. Very soon we'll be there. We don't need to extend ourselves. We'll be there very soon.
We will be there very soon, and of course, on the path of progress as maintained by the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, more than 49 million have said yes to Biafra. And the entire Biafran region or the eastern region, there is no protest going on. Of course, a statement of fact that we are not part of the system called Nigeria. Thank you once again for being part of this discussion this morning, Mr. Moses.
Okay, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you once again. Yes, we have the next analyst, of course, has joined us. It is well written boldly and, of course, without any ambiguity. The fact that the Igbos have spoken with one voice again. For those who said that Igbos are not united, but they have demonstrated, of course, without any confusion, that they are more united than ever that could be imagined. They said no protest, and it was strictly adhered to. And of course, it's a signature to the fact this can only happen in Nigeria, blaring of horns without control. That is madness. These are one of the madness, of course, being expressed here. Indeed, it is happening, and that is quite interesting as we continue to analyze events here. Yes, for those who claim that the Igbos are part of the protest, they have been proven wrong. And of course, they should close their faces in shame. Igbos have demonstrated their tenacity and focus and commitment to a cause they truly believe that Biafra is their cause, Biafra is their home, Biafra is their language, Biafra is their religion, and they don't want to entangle themselves with the things of this life, of course, in order to please their master, which is Chukwu Okike Abiyama. I welcome you once again, of course, for being part of this discussion this morning. I remember Chigozendebo, the host anchor, wishing you all the best. We are still live and direct. Kindly hit the like buttons, of course, share this video and give us a thumbs up. Share as much as you can. We are reviewing the political events and happenings within Nigeria and, of course, across the world, whatever be the case. There have been several concerns. Okay, thank you once again. Let's have the perspective of Nii. Nii is from the southwestern people. The protest you so much desired and is failing. Would it mean a total disappointment on your part?
No, this is not a Yoruba protest. This is not a Yoruba protest, Mr. Chigoze. As far as I'm concerned, this was a protest called by the all Nigerians.
By all Nigerians,
Yes.
you mean the Igbos as well?
Everybody was involved. I was on the protest ground on day one, and I can tell you there were considerable amount of Igbo men on the protest ground at Ojota. In the north, there are some Igbos protesting. Now, let me tell you,
You have evidence to that?
let me tell you, yes, we can say over 70% of Igbos did not participate, which is, of course, the majority. But there are still some pocket sizes of Igbos that
Okay,
participated.
the Igbo Yorubas.
Now, the Yorubas participated, on a large scale. But let me tell you, the Northerners were more interested in this protest because the intervention they enjoyed from their past, brother, which was Buhari, was taken away from them. But when I talk about all these interventions, all these grants, what's it called, anchor borrowers fund for farmers, all of this, Tinubu stopped it. Okay, and of course, don't forget, whenever a Southerner is on the seat, the Northerners are always coming all out. Okay, for as long as you're not dancing to their tune, they will see you as a person who is against their agenda, and they not have this ideology that without their vote nobody can become the president. And if you look at this president today, he wouldn't have been the president if the North didn't vote for him, because over 60% of the vote he got is from Northwest and North Central, Northeast. Look at Obi. Obi took almost the whole of South. So that's why the North are more interested in. If Obi was the president, the people that will be protesting more against Obi will be the South. That's the truth. The people that will be protesting against Obi will be the South.
Or
But if
precisely the Southwest,
if they were no,
rather than
I said
not only
South.
the South.
Obi's elections, it scored a lot in the Southwest. So I don't see. There's one thing I want you guys to understand. Don't let us talk about Obi as an Igbo agenda, because when you say that,
No, it's been perceived
No,
even
no,
by
no, no.
widely some Yorubas
no,
believe that
I
it's,
don't-
it's
no,
an Igbo agenda.
The election
It is
data,
it is
no.
become it's
No,
before
no,
the
no,
public
no.
domain.
The election data says the fact. Okay, the fact is the data, and from the election, Obi won in Lagos. He got significant amount of votes from Southwest. Okay, he even got more than Atiku. Because if you are going to talk about the political landscape, influence of Atiku in Southwest, Atiku has more than Obi. But what we saw happen last year, Obi, in fact, pushed Atiku backward. This is why the protest wasn't uh, wasn't that seen in the East, because people have this idea that everybody hates Igbo. It's a lie. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, Bakassi yesterday had an interview. Okay, Bakassi, the very popular comedian, he said that Obi is a man of wisdom. That he is so happy that Obi did not join the protest, because now the Igbo people will now be having Monday sit at home for Mazin and the camp, and then maybe Tuesday will be sit at home for Peter Obi. And then I just laughed. I laughed. I said, listen, we all know that there are some issues in Nigeria. Everybody has his own stigmatization. The Igbos have their own stigmatizations. The Hausas have their own stigmatizations. Yoruba have their own stigmatizations. But there's one particular people who do not like to fight against that stigmatization, which are the Igbos, because they've not had a courageous leader like Nnamdi Azikiwe, the only Igbo man who achieved the highest in his political career was Nnamdi Azikiwe. After that, nobody else, democratically. So what is it that anytime they bring this issue of Igbo, everybody fears?
But what
There's this wait.
so
Wait.
are you trying to say
There's
that
wait,
Igbos are expressing some level of cowardice by being afraid of the unknown? That is the reason why they didn't join the protest.
Indeed. Let me tell you.
But I think that is
No.
you are very
Let
wrong
me-
at that.
No, let me tell you, the Igbos understand that one thing they attack them with is, first and foremost, they want to usurp their land. Secondly, the Igbos, because majority of them would rather choose business over school. Now, they will have a business at a little age, and over time they grow into that business. Okay? And then that business becomes their highest priority. And then, unknowingly, it becomes their weakness. But I say that the Igbos are the people that I know that will never be afraid to start from ground zero. But the Igbos don't prove that to me. Now, let me tell you, the only reason why people are afraid of Fulani is because Fulani is never afraid to start from zero. Fulani does not care. If you insult my integrity, you insult my pedigree, my dignity, make everything scatter, I'll start all over again. Okay? The Yorubas are not there. The Igbos have the resilience, but the Igbos are like, if they spoil this my business. No. Let me tell you.
Can there be any more business to be destroyed compared to 5 million Biafrans that was killed
Let me tell you.
in the brutal war
Let
between
me-
Nigeria and Biafra?
Let me tell you.
Can there be more loss than that?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Igbos decided not to
let me tell you,
participate
let me-
because they don't believe
hold on,
in the
hold on,
cause of Nigeria,
hold
which
on.
is already,
Hold on
of
now,
course, a
hold
failing
on.
state.
This is not about your sentiments.
It's not about sentiment.
Uh-huh.
These are realities.
Let me tell you, there are some nations.
Based on sampled
Wait,
opinions.
there are some nations, there are some countries that God conquered not once, not twice, but at the end of the day, they never gave up. They defeated their conqueror. Now, let's say people lost a large amount of people. Okay? Now, the concept is we want our land. It is not in this cowardice. It will never happen. It will never come up. And I'm not even saying the push for Biafra is a must. The push of Igbo integration should be a must in Nigeria. And you need a nationalist. Obi is a nationalist. For Obi, there's only one element it lacks. And I tell you, Obi is not loved by the Igbos alone. I am categorically saying it. Obi is loved by Yorubas. He is loved by Hausas. Look at the protests that happened in Kaduna. Some people were shouting Obi. You think if they arrest Obi today, people will be quiet? The point is Obi, does he have the conviction that people love him?
Now, away from that, what is your assessment, of course, on the spot regarding this? Talks were mobilized to chase out, brutalize people at the Ghani parks, while the police and the government vowed to provide security for the protesters. But unfortunately, they were beaten up and chased out of the Freedom Park. What a shame. What an irony. Your perspective on that?
Okay, I'm going to answer that. But before I answer that, someone asked me a question. He said, from Owen Daniel, he says, Fulani start from zero from which business? He's asking me that question. He said, Fulani starts from zero from which business?
Exactly.
Let me tell
You are
you,
good to answer.
the fundamental business any human can do in this world at any point in time is having your foothold, your strength in agriculture, livestock, farming. Let me tell you today, I can tell you categorically that the most productive people in this country today, if they say they will not do it, Nigeria will feel the impact, and that's why we're feeling the impact. Is food production, which comes from the north. But that is not the issue. I just decided to use that I mean,
You mean
as a,
food production comes only from the north?
let me tell you, you cannot argue it. Commercialization of food production, if any people will come into this Lagos or any southern states, as a matter, in large quantities, those foods are coming from the north. Don't let us argue this.
And the
This
north
is
are
what we know.
more impoverished, dying of hunger than ever. That's why they joined the protest.
Let me tell you.
So you
Let
mean
me
you
tell
can
you.
produce what you can not eat?
Let me tell you. The point is, there is no worthy that is not hungry in Nigeria. Okay, I am not.
Including you?
Yes,
You are hungry.
you are poorer today. You as you are a poorer man today because your dollar has been devalued.
No, I'm not poorer.
No. You are just trying to be unnecessarily optimistic.
I'm getting more richer.
Maybe because
Yes.
you earn dollar.
By my faith in God, he said that
No,
when there is a
no,
casting down for us
No. I don't.
and the Biafrans,
I don't mix.
there is a lifting
I
up.
don't mix religion with governance because religion would not push, would not even give you good governance.
But
In
that
any
is what
way.
is happening in Nigeria
No,
today.
Nigeria is the most religious country. Where's the good governance? Hello. Right now, today we have millions of people in the Redeem camp. Next week we have millions of people in Winners camp. In 3 weeks time we have millions of people in MFM camp, and so on and so forth. Every day people go for mass in the Catholic churches.
In the midst of the renewed hope agenda of
Absolutely.
Ahmed Bola
Since
Tinubu,
1960, Nigeria has always been a religious country. Where are we? When you want to be inaugurated, your governor, my governor, they will give them either Bible or Quran. What happened? Immediately, that very day, they start embezzling money. They start creating SPVs. So let's separate what religion from good governance.
you are saying that Nigeria is a failing or a failed state instead, because if there is no good governance, it means that the sense of governance, which is the people's welfare, has been defeated.
I mean, that's the essence of a protest. That is the essence of
So
the
what is
protest.
the assessment about the protest? It's already failing because
That is,
people have been
let
chased
me
out
that is the
by the
essence. Let
security
me tell you,
operatives.
that is the essence of the protest. The essence of the protest is for people to be galvanized, come out en mass, and let us push for good governance. But people, Nigerians are still docile. Nigerians are still uneducated. Nigerians, including whoever who they had, they call themselves Yoruba, Ronus, Oduduwa Republic. Some call themselves the Biafrans. Whoever they are still not ready to come en mass and push for good governance. Let me tell you,
Good
if
governance in Nigeria
let me
or the secession of the ethnic
let me
nationalities.
tell you, the current state that we find ourselves in Nigeria today, there's no region that enjoys good governance. Even Lagos is not enjoying good governance. Do you know what good governance is? If you by chance travel to Algeria, you do you know what good governance is?
You mean
Good governance.
Lagos is not enjoying good governance? The Lagos that was built by Jagaban
Let me tell you.
and presided by Sanwo-Olu as the
Well, I'm
president.
not a spokesman of Jagaban, so you make it sound as if I'm here to defend him. The point is, Lagos is not enjoying good governance. When you smell good governance, nobody will tell you. See, first and foremost, sign of good governance is you see this downfall, it will no longer be there. This downfall that you see everywhere, that is the number one sign of good governance. Because what you see will be regulated, government regulated transportation system. Whereby if they push for subsidy, immediately nobody will argue it. Lagos State tried to say that the Lagos State downfall drivers will cut costs. They will not charge driver. Did it work? Have you forgotten? MC Olomo even came out. He said that we will not collect ticket. Did it work? It cannot work because it's not regulated. The next thing, Lagos State said they wanted to do OJECO, subsidized food. What happened at the end of the day? Party members were the one taking bags of rice. So Lagos State is not enjoying any good governance. Lagos State is just one-eyed state in the midst of blind states. And we are managing it. What do we have to do? You understand?
I believe you are more connected and you understood some persons. Who exactly were those who attacked the peaceful protesters? You
It,
might
of course,
you might be aware in the know.
the state sponsored talks, of course.
The state sponsors talks. So
Let me-
what is the function of police in providing
Oh,
security?
you don't know the police are complicit? The police actually came here. You know, the police came here on the day one of the protest. They came here. They came here to harass people. This very place that we are speaking, they came here to harass people. The thugs were the first person that came. Some guys were holding a placard. They slapped them. I think about 5 of them. The thugs slapped them, and I think about 5 minutes that the police now came. Police said, "Who are those protesting? Who are those protesting?"
Okay, in this place.
In this very place. So the police are coming. Where is the next police station here? You can point to it now. It's not the next police station to us is just less than 100 feet from us. But the touts were here. They did what they wanted to do for like 5 minutes, and it took another 5 minutes for the police. Just across the road we have police, but on that very day we didn't see police. So we must understand that. See, it doesn't matter in any nation, in any country. If Biafra becomes Biafra tomorrow, there will be corrupt Biafrans. There will be corrupt Biafran leaders. If the Biafran people collectively do not stand and march against it, then it will also be the old story of what we are enjoying today. Because we are enjoying freely good corruption. What we have today in Nigeria is good corruption. And the Nigerian people have adapted to it, unfortunately. That is why I told people, let's go and protest. I said, let's go and protest. I said, let's go and protest. That when we get to protest ground, I'll give them water, I'll give them everything. That we should go. There's not many of them said that, okay, now person don't chop. And then I looked at them. I said, well, that's the idea. How do I convince people like this?
Now, based on your spot assessment on this, is it a failure? Because a fuel was sold 680 before the protest was embarked on. Now it's 850. Is it a good or a promising prospect for the protesters, including you?
Well, before the protest began, I think 2 days before the protest began, it was on a Friday. There was fuel scarcity. We started seeing high, queues, long queues back in the filling station. And in fact, everybody were telling the president, they were advising the president, Oga, are you trying to put more petrol inside the fire? People are saying they want to protest you on Thursday, as at Wednesday, Tuesday, there's no fuel. What is going on? To add salt to the injury, there was no life during that time. Let me tell you, the issue is that Nigerians are ready to
To suffer.
Accept the sufferness. Religion is the issue. Do you know that on the protest ground, as a Friday, as a Thursday that we started the protest, we're a little bit much. But do you know that as a Saturday, we saw on the national TVs, over 35,000 people were marching. They call it prayer walk in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Those people came from every part of the country. Some of them are Igbos, some of them are Hausa, some of them are Yoruba, some of them are Ibibio. They are okay. They say they are marching for God. And then I said, by today now, have you watched that? Have you watched that program? Do you know their prayer points? Should I tell you one of their prayer points?
Okay.
One of their prayer points is God. When I leave this place, let the labor market favor me. Do you know what that means? Let the labor market favor me. Another one is God in the midst of my community. If anybody will succeed, let it be me that will succeed.
In the midst of a fair country where the people refuse to
That
hold
is-
the government
no,
accountable.
This is the cause people are ready to march for.
This is the reason why the Igbo said they are not part of Nigerian's configuration, because it's already a dead end, as I rightly maintain. They are advocating for the cause of Biafra. You have already said it, that this is a dead end, it's a failure.
Not against Biafra agitation.
Of course, I knew that.
But you need a courageous leader. You need a person who will. I mean,
You don't have confidence in the leadership of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who have expressed, of course.
Simon Ekpa is doing his own job. I'm not a follower of his, but I follow. I just know that. I mean, he's pressurizing the government. I know. But let me tell you, there are so many ways to a market, and yes, Simon Ekpa is a wartime leader. You cannot agree. Nobody can. I mean, if Peter Obi has the courage Simon Ekpa has, and the love Peter Obi has, let me tell you, Peter Obi today would have achieved Biafra or a better Nigeria. Let me tell you, a man must have the capacity to say the truth to power. Obi is opposing Tinubu. He said, "My respected elder brother, I humbly ask you, I respectedly tell you, what is the meaning of all this nonsense?" Listen, we Nigerians, we are a people who are too religious. And you know, religious affects your mental capacity, it affects your mental reasoning. Religion will make you think that something will just happen without you putting the effort. Let me tell you,
You are moving on the road that is not maintained. You are calling on Jesus.
you don't know.
But because of your life, not because of the government.
You
to
don't
repair the
know.
government.
You don't know. Say if you enter Marwana, if you people are inside Keke Napep, three of you, and the Keke Napep falls inside Marwa, the people beside you say, "Hey, Jesus, I beg, take careful, Jesus." Instead of you to say that someone look, God will punish you. God, no, they will say Jesus.
It's quite unfortunate.
No, see, we talk like you see, we laugh over these things.
But it's
We
quite
no,
unfortunate.
but it is the most critical thing that is affecting our life. Do you know how much Tinubu paid the religious leaders in the south for them to douse the tension? Did you see all of them saying that let us give him time? Did you know? Do you know how much he pays Sultan of Sokoto? All the imams. Can't you see Shegumi? Shegumi was at the forefront before. He said he was going to lead the protest. All of a sudden,
He withdraws.
he said, don't let us protest. You think that's for free? And do you know the amounts of people Shegumi commands? It's not because Shegumi is an innovator. I will worship a man that innovates things. I will worship that man who can create things. Who can create things from nothing? Who will take sand and change it to glass? I will worship him and follow him. But not this man of God who do nothing. A pastor is earning 7 billion naira from YouTube. Have you heard that before? He has a YouTube channel. He's earning 7 billion naira annually from YouTube streams. Your pastor, they all have private jets. You know what Father Mbaka has in Anambra? He has pure water, he has this, he has that. I mean, tell me, how many of them have food banks? In America, the churches are compelled, and in fact, they are monitored or they sanction them if they don't. They tell them to go and establish food banks in their communities. In this Ogba that we have nothing less than 100 Redeemed Christian Church of God, 100 Pentecostal churches. We have nothing less than 50 Catholic churches. Not one single food bank that you and I can go to there and say, we are using our card to get free tomato. Nothing. And you tell me religion is not our problem. I don't want to talk about these things because some people in your listener session, they will start defending Jesus Christ. They start defending Islam. So I don't want to be the enemy of the people, but I have to just say the truth. Even Obi himself is a religious person. He's too religious. That's why he didn't condemn the issue of subsidy, that subsidy, Hajj subsidy nonsense. I don't hate Obi. I don't hate him. Obi just have to be more courageous. He has to be more decisive. He's a brilliant person, but really, we don't deserve what we are getting.
No, well, before you take your leave, you needed to understand that why the Igbos never joined the protest was because they never believed in the cause of Nigeria. And the majority have opted out for, of course, the Biafran struggle. Now, Simon Ekpa said the suicide bombers sent to kill him are now confused. They will eventually kill themselves. Why the renewed hostility against Simon Ekpa that have denounced the Nigerian nationality? He is not a Nigerian. Of course, he told his international passport and made a public renunciation of Nigeria. As his,
I know. Samuel Ekpa I think he's a medalist, Olympic medalist for Nigeria.
he have returned the same medal using the DHL.
Okay, good. So he has distanced himself. Well, I think Samuel Ekpa just needs to, uh, you know, fortify his own security apparatus. They just need to fortify him more. Because Nigeria understand that Samuel Ekpa wouldn't have become what he is today without Nigerian intervention in his life. And that's no denying it. Samuel Ekpa would not have become whatever he is today without the Nigerian impact in it. Because he became influential and he became a man of affluence under the guise of Nigeria.
Or instead, Nigeria benefited from his enormous endowments and potentials by, of course, winning a medal for Nigeria. Unfortunately, millions of destinies of talents are dying in Nigeria, but he never allowed that Nigeria to happen to him. In the midst of this discouragement, pains, and agony, which has stuck many millions of Nigerians in the state of motionless and despair, he became a shining light because he was meant to shine, even in the midst of darkness, as Nigeria is today.
Well, Nigeria as a state is not the problem. The problem are the leaders and the fellow Nigerians followers. Okay? Simon Ekpa is a man of influence who ordinarily, if he wasn't in love with Biafra, could be vying for a position in one of the southeast states, who could probably go for governorship or whatever. But he has chosen to go for Biafra. And he's facing what every secessionist faces, which is backlash, blackmail, life-threatening, requests from the state. This is uncommon for anybody who wants to leave a state. You cannot deny that Nigeria has not have an impact in Samuel Ekpa, right from his childhood to this very state he is. And of course, Nigeria has done.
Yes, it does, but to that, it's a negative impact, according to Simon
And
Ekpa.
Nigeria has also, dealt with him mentally. Okay? The only reason why Samuel Ekpa feels so remorseful and hates Nigeria is because he expected more from Nigeria. When you don't have any expectation, you will never be disappointed. Samuel Ekpa had so much expectation from Nigeria to the extent that he contributed his sweat and he won a gold medal for that. But at the end of the day, Nigeria disappointed him. And then he broke. He got to that breaking point and said there's no need for this nonsense.
There is no need for this nonsense. Thank you once again, Mr. Niyi, for your time. And of course, as in fans, we've gone a long way with this discussion this morning. And of course, we are calling it a day. Thank you once again, SM. Yes. Thank you for being part of this discussion. It's been a very interactive one for that matter. Of course, different opinions being expressed here in Cowweb TV. We are coming your way with more loaded and exciting, of course, and informative news. Keep watching, kindly hit the like button, share, and let it go viral. Thank you once again. We wrap it up in today's edition of the Political Discourse and Interactions here in Cowweb TV. And chicos and for those who have made comments, thank you once again for being part of this discussion. Yes, okay. Chibuso said, respect Jesus Christ because he came, of course, he came to save mankind and that is the gospel. But the gospel is being misunderstood, misinterpreted, and misconveyed to the people in Nigeria. The gospel is about good news. So, what is the essence of spreading the good news when people are dying? The good news, of course, had been distorted. Good news is holding the government accountable to do what is right, alleviating the sufferings of the people. But we have in churches today millions of worshippers who are abjectly poverty. Jesus said he came that he might die, he might become poor, so that we will be rich. Where is that richness? So don't miss up this very important issues here. Those British America, they fought for their independence. They brought the good news, the gospel to us, but they still hold the government accountable to do what is needful. So you can't be hiding under the guise of good news. Yeah, Jesus Christ is not so gullible. It is not a mediocre. He feeds 5,000 and feed more, 3,000 men, excluding children and mothers. How many churches can feed that? The entire congregation, even outside. So the fact is that people are suffering. You can't take that from them. They are suffering because of disillusion on the part of the both political and the clergymen, both the imams and the pastors. They have deceived the masses enough, and it's high time the masses should rise in defense of their inalienable rights to life and freedom. Freedom comes, of course, by struggle, and only the violence that takes by force. We must demand accountability on the part of the government. You can't be telling you want to fly, you enter plane. You see, how many religious leaders build a plane? They are telling me, say Jesus came to say he came to save humanity, and we must work in synergy to achieve that. He said, "Let thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven." Is there bad road in heaven? Is there hunger in heaven? Why not enforce what is in heaven to replicate itself in Nigeria? Is it Nigeria the only religious country in this country? We have China who don't even worship Jesus, neither did they worship Muhammad. But they are living well. So, what the masses ought to do is to hold the government accountable. That is simple. There are many needless prayers, needless naiveties that would have been avoided if things are working. You can't pray for it. You can't just pray every time. Yes, you recognize that God is the giver of all things. He has given us all we need that pertains to life and godliness, to live a life that is that is dignified. But here it's not the case in Nigeria. You use religion to destroy people's life and destiny, telling people should not protest. What nonsense is that? What nonsense to that? If that 35 million, 1,000 people march to demand good governance, it will shake the foundation of Nigeria, and the government will understand that they are dealing with humans, not animals. It's quite unfortunate that we have some persons here who doesn't understand. In Europe, don't they go to church? Don't they believe in God? So why do they have good roads, good health facilities? People can access good health facilities, good roads. People die more in Nigeria. After hunger, the next high casualties is recorded through the road accidents. The federal roads are moribund. The state is nothing else to talk about. We have Mr. Femi here. Good morning, Mr. Femi. It's a pleasure having you. Yes, what is your assessment on a quick one, of course, regarding the protest? Is it a dead end? Is it a disappointment? Or is it a work in progress? Just 2 days to go.
When we were preparing for protests, I make some suggestions to people that want to protest that please, if you want to protest, be focused. Don't bring so many ideas into the protest. If you put so many ideas into the protest, you will not be able, eventually you will not be able to achieve a particular one. Go and check the protests. Different ideology have been brought to it. I said if you want to protest, be diplomatic in your approach, in your request. A situation whereby you will be calling militaries will come.
Military should come and take over. All those kind of a thing, it will just make your protest, it will become a laughing stock. That is the truth of the matter. These people you are protesting against, they have protested before. You see the result of protest. They protested against subsidy removal. You can see the caliber of people that attended. Unfortunately, I don't know why they refuse to attend now. Because we have more cause to protest now. You saw Wale Soyinka there. You saw Femi, Fela. You saw Falano. You saw Big Wig. You saw them there.
Bakare.
Today Bakare, you saw them protesting. And the protest yield results. Maybe because the way it was conducted, they all went to Ojota. It's not scatter. They all went to Ojota and they were speaker upon speaker, one after the other. There was decorum. But this kind of a protest I'm seeing in the north is not what I expect. And this is what I'm trying to say. You say you are protesting, you are waving Russia flag. Russia should come and do what now? To tell you that people are now bringing their different ideas. They now allow some people that have another agenda to come in. Let me tell you, I want to address that idea of waving Russia flag. One, military has taken over in Niger Republic. It has taken over in Burkina Faso. Then in some other country in West Africa. They secede. They come out of ECOWAS and they say they form Sahel. Abi, go and look at those countries. What one thing that unified them, part of thing that unified them is Islam. Am I lying? It's right. Islam. Now, what Aboki are trying to do now is that they are calling for military. Military will take over. Then Nigeria will come out of ECOWAS. We go to Sahel. Then they put us into Sahel under an Islamic hook. Then they put us under Russia. Because all these countries I'm talking about, they are all backed by Russia. So now they want to hit their cake and also have it. At the same time, military should come and take over. If military take over today, which type of Nigeria will benefit from it? It's not enough. And the next thing you will see is that one Babangida take over Babandogi. After Babandogi, another. The 38 years military rule of Nigeria, they are all from North. Majority of them Muslim. Only intervention of Obasanjo that was a Southwest and a Christian. All other one, they are called Northerners and Muslim.
Now you're talking about the North raising.
So I'm talking about North raising flag. That is where they are going. They want to put us under Russia, hijacking everybody, put us under military, then they lock us up under Russia. So everybody is pursuing his own personal agenda, not actually what will benefit Nigeria. That is the truth of the matter. If it is actually what will benefit Nigeria, they know what they are asking for. Let me tell you, if it is reversing of a subsidy, I'm very sure it will be very hard for Tinubu to reverse subsidy. Because even all the three candidates that lead, all the leading candidates, when we are doing your election, both of them, they said they will remove subsidy. Categorically, Obi said, subsidy is an organized crime. Unfortunately, these people that were there, when Jonathan removed subsidy, they said subsidy is just a corruption. No, there's nothing called subsidy. Now, when they were there, they saw subsidy. They know that there's something called subsidy. They remove it and subsidy keep on coming back to them. If we now say remove, Tinubu should reverse that subsidy a bit. Before you cut the cropping, if you reverse it halfway, before you cut the cropping, it will be times 3 in the next 3 or 4 years. Because Jonathan reversed it halfway. I lie. In 2012, when he was going to 147, he said, okay, let's remove at the middle. He reversed it to 97 naira. He reversed it a bit. And that reversal, before we close our eyes and open it, it has skyrocketed and the consumption of Nigeria fuel has grown up. The same thing will happen now. My issue with Tinubu is this. I cannot exonerate Tinubu. He's a human being. He's a politician. He's a rogue. Any charges you bring against Tinubu, I cannot exonerate him. I cannot exonerate him. But what I want him to do is just that he should try to be transparent and live according to our economic situation, not living flamboyantly while you are calling people to endure. Then you too, you should lead by example. Show us how to be endure. Not by spending billions on your consumption, on the office of the first lady. Office of First Lady is not recognized by constitution. I don't know which constitution,
It
but
seems you don't understand Jagaban. My people do say, Ononeri Adila committed. A man that is eating already is committed. So we want him to learn how to suffer now when he is a
not suffering
president.
now. What will make him suffer? Suffering as well. It's not suffering. It's about just being a bit being considerate
And prudent.
and prudent. It's not suffering. What is suffering? What is he eating? Okay, I saw that Tinubu. What do you think? Do you think Tinubu will be consuming 3 wrap of big eba in the morning like me, or he will eat one full bowl of what is he eating? Rice. He cannot. He's an old man.
Turkey chicken.
Oh, turkey chicken. What is he eating? What? The most important thing in this life is where you will put your head, where the cloth you will wear, then what you will put in your mouth. Remove those 3 things. Every other thing is luxury. That is the truth of the matter. You see, private jets we are talking about. You have private jets. It's not new. It's not new to you. As a president, there are jets for you to be using. Do you know? I don't know. Maybe you watched that video yesterday. Nglali came out and he started telling us how they are going to reduce some cost of governance. Although it's just a tip of an ass bag, because the running cost is too expensive. Before you spend to the house of president, house of vice president, house of the first lady, the second first, all these office, they are just there to siphon money. What is the function of office of first lady? What is her function? When Buhari was there, he said there's nothing like first lady. The first lady of office was not that function, and it doesn't stop the government to running. I don't know what is meaning of office of first lady. If you are giving your wife money, you give him soup money. It's your own cup of tea. It shouldn't be that you will now be taking money from National Treasury and you'll be saying office of before you talk anything, office of the first lady, office of the first lady. All those kind of a thing, they are the thing that they should look and try to cut it.
Once you look into it, people that have no concern for Nigerians, just as you said, the North were raising flags, but that was not the case with the protesters at the Ghani parks that were brutalized by thugs sponsored by the state. So what exactly can you say
that's
about
another
that?
angle. Of course, Tinubu don't want protest to hold. And I will not deny that thugs don't come out to attack people. Even it was sponsored. People were paid to destroy, protest. Well, no matter how you want to put it, it's very wrong. That one is very wrong. And they know that we are very easy to control in the south. Yeah. In the north, also they were brutalized. Even they were killed. Yet they come out. But in southwest here, maybe because we have witnessed answers, people are scared. Nobody want to die. Die Sarah. Nobody want to die. And the impact of property we destroy is still there. It's still there. So nobody want to go into that. And the problem, as I said, that people that organize protests, they can organize it with one mind, that we want better Nigeria. But some other people, they will go and bring their ulterior motive. Look at Kaduna, where they are raising Russian flag. Do you know that Russia and Iran, they are one? Russia is backing Iran. If you go to Kaduna, Kaduna is filled with so many Shiites. You know there is faction between Sunni and Shiite. You know how many Shiite was killed during Buhari? So Kaduna, there are so many Shiite there. If you ask me who are the people that are raising flag there, it may be Shiite. Because they want to lock us under Russia. They want to hijack us from one slave master and put us under another slave master. So it's like you are quitting a particular slave master, then you are looking for another one. To me, I still don't see of all their protests. I still don't see in the north. I still don't see a genuine approach, a genuine request to address the situation on ground. They are just taking law into their hand and do what they sense is good in their face. And to me, even if they are not calling for military rule. Has military not ruled in Nigeria before? Military has been ruling Nigeria now. Military has ruled in Nigeria. We are the one that's called for democracy. If to say military have not ruled us, we will have been saying something different. The military have ruled us. We know what we know what they can do. We know their limitations. It's not that. See, the problem is just that Anybody that is there now, try make sure as much as possible, make sure that you do better thing, something that people will be talking about you positively. And bad government. It's not today that bad government have started. Nigeria have been having bad governance since 1960s. In the first republic, why was there first coup? Why was there first coup? The first military officer that planned coup in Nigeria, what was their accusation? Corruption. As far as 1960s, they said there were so many corrupt. In fact, they angrily they killed Okotebo because he was a minister of finance. They saw him as a very corrupt human being. He was killed. So many politicians were killed because and there was one journalist that was interviewed when he said, when we talk about corruption, there is corruption. And one of the excuses those people give was corruption. So corruption don't just started in Nigeria now. Unfortunately, it started giving back. It started giving back. It started giving back until we were able to tame it. Until a king of corrupt now become our president.
Thank you so much.
That's the problem.
It means consolidated. Corruption consolidated.
Corruption consolidated.
Unfortunately, Nigerians are trapped. Have entered one chance.
Yes, now a man that is not scared to say that I use my personal money to buy this position I am, and I agree with him. If you want to, that word is fully loaded, is encapsulated. When we want to scrutiny from primary election, he uses personal money. He uses money to buy other candidates. You know how many people that stepped down? Have you ever heard it in the history of politics in Nigeria? And even a governor, you cannot beat a sitting president under the same party. You are in the same political party. I don't know that Tinubu could do that. That means to tell you that there's nothing money cannot do. Somebody beat a sitting president within the same party. That's what started PDP now, don't you know? Jonathan wanted to go for second time. Some people say no. But Jonathan, people that supported Jonathan, they pushed them out. But Tinubu was unable to push out of APC. He buy everything. He bought the whole APC. He bought general election. He bought whomever you want to name. He bought all of them. And he became your president. To tell you that he invested. That's the definition. Unfortunately, there are some arithmetic explanation that some young northerners are talking about. I don't want to take it, but I will not say it's not true because it's Tinubu, because it's a woman being, because it's in Nigeria, because it can be an average politician, Nigeria politician can do that. Family of Tinubu own they own Oando. They bought a Jeep. So far, that one is certain. I know the people that own Oando. I know somebody called Wale Tinubu. How it's related to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't know. But I know that name sound alike. They own a Jeep. A Jeep has so many oil wells in Nigeria. They have a refinery in Mata. And we are refining our crude oil outside Nigeria. We are refining our crude oil outside Nigeria. So to tell you how these people will be benefiting from importing fuel, rather than people like that, they will not let our refinery work now. Even a local refinery, they will not let it work. Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria. If they say electricity is okay in Nigeria now, like they give us 80 hours everywhere, let me tell you, people that are importing generator, they will have problem. I lie. They will be pushing for our electricity will not be working. That is the truth of the matter. Do you know that railway was working perfectly in Nigeria? Who are the people that spoil it? The haulage business. The haulage business that they want to venture into haulage, then they have to kill government business before they start their own. That is an average Nigeria. Spoil government things so that they will benefit from it. Let me tell you, people that want to collect money from here, they may first of all damage this road. That is Nigeria for that is an average Nigeria for you.
Thank you so much, Femi. It means we have not seen an end to this suffering.
We have not seen an end though. Let me tell you, if you remove Tinubu today, or you kill Tinubu, or military take over, let me tell you, if something have not been addressed, we still remain the same place. That is the truth of the matter. When Abacha died, how many years ago? People were jubilating. Where are we today?
Where are we today? Of course, it's been an interesting moment here. Just about 2 minutes before we wrap it up here. Good morning. Well, thank you for being here. You've been a spokesperson of obedience and this parts of Lagos. What can you say about the protests
Um,
and your contribution or position regarding the protest? Is it a dead end?
it's almost a dead end. I know. I was one of the people that spoke out about this incoming government. Now that they are the government, but you see, people saw us as enemies. People saw us as bastards and everything. I said that if this man gets to power, Nigerians will suffer. If this man gets to power, they will find a way to use tribalism to destroy Nigerians. And I begin to see it. Understand that even the people that all of you respect, even your pastors, your imams, your sheikh, your traditional rulers, they cannot speak up anymore. But you saw how they spoke up against Jonathan. You understand? So maybe they have been bought. I don't know. But you see, okay, look at it now. The the alliance between the north and the west, Yorubas and Hausas. See that now it is going down. They are now looking for alliance between the east, Yorubas and the Igbo. But the Igbo people, they would have learned their lesson that you saw what they did to them during elections in Lagos. So maybe they don't, maybe they've learned, and that's not my concern. But they should have learned that these people, they want to divide and rule. So you can see that the protest in Yoruba land, you saw that it was peaceful, and you saw how they deployed allegedly some thugs to harass the protesters. We even saw one on national television how this new station, this central television reporter was harassed by thugs. Who are the thugs working for? Go and do your research about it. But I like the people, God bless them, and I'm happy for all of them. They have brain. They did not come out to protest. Because if they have come out to protest, they would have been used as scapegoats. So I love what they did do.
Now, what is the confidence of the police before the public?
And everywhere. But then the question is this: ask yourself this question: if the same security that is being deployed for the peaceful protesters, if that same security is deployed for thugs, is deployed for Boko Haram, for Fulani herdsmen, that means it will have ended. If the same security that is being deployed, I repeat, for peaceful protesters, you need to see how the police was. You need to see how ready they were. If that same if that same energy is being used against the thugs, against Boko Haram, against S-men, against insurgents, against armed gunmen, by this time, Nigeria, there will not be insecurity in Nigeria. But we know but we know what we know. Understand? We know what we
Okay.
know, and thank God that now everybody have seen that our security agencies, they seem to have power when it comes to peaceful protesters. So I'm just very happy that now in the north is boiling. You saw how children were confronting the army. If it was from the south, this thing is happening. You know what I'm about by this time. You
I,
understand?
I learned that there was about 20 demands on the from the Nigerian protesters. How many of these demands has been met?
None. None. Even when the president, even when he made his presidential speech, we didn't hear anything from the protesters. Not one single demand was mentioned by the president. So my brother, can you see that we are where we are today? But when they said Jonathan is a weak man, he's a mumu, Jonathan listened to people. So when they say, oh, Peter Obi is a weak man, my brother, okay, the strong men that you have put in power now, look at how they are treating you.
Are you not saying that Nigerians are cowed and silenced forever?
And Nigerians are not. This is what's happening in the north. Nigerians are not. They are not silenced. The politicians have used divide and rule they have used divide and rule on Nigerians. Igbo man, I don't want to protest, so we are the scapegoat. Yoruba man is our border. Which is very bad. Because we are buying the same thing at the same price. So Nigerians are not coward, but just have find a way to divide us. And I'll be telling all of you, Nigeria has never been one. It's not one. So forget it. We are not one.
So what is your perspective about those protesting raising Russian flag? What significance impact could that
no,
make?
they were saying the language that they are tired of this this government and they want a military government and they want a military rule. But you see, my own thing, I'm not speaking because I'm a Yoruba person or because Bola Ahmed is a Yoruba person. I'm telling you the truth. If military take over today, who will benefit most? They are the northern people. They know that if you go and check the military, they are majorly there. So I cannot ask for military take over. I don't support. They are saying military should come and take over because they know that it's the people that are there. So I cannot speak for that. I cannot advocate for that.
Thank you so much for this wonderful moment with you. God bless you. Yes, SM fans, to this end, we've come, of course, the end of this program this morning. Thank you for being part of this discussion, and of course, hope you have enjoyed these interactions and different perspective and analysis from different analysis of reviewers this morning. Thank you once again. I remain Chigo Zendibo, the host anchor, wishing you the best of the rest of the day. Wherever you might, of course, be watching us from across Asia, America, Europe, Australia. I wish you all the best. And of course, my shout out to the big mommy, or the one of the biggest mommy here, as she is preparing for her birthday tomorrow. Mommy Ikechi Okaro, congratulations in advance. And of course, possibly we put a call through to you. Congratulations, and may the good Lord continue to strengthen you and give you more strength and more, of course, good heads. As he has more years, of course, you will hit 100. Then we will celebrate uh, another mama of the century. Thank you once again. Bye for now until we come your way in subsequent editions. I remain Chigos and Dave.